you said the next thing you know is her getting into bed with you, is that right?
I felt her get into bed. Okay. We didn't say anything because I just kind of felt it.
Okay. Do you know if she was on her phone or like how any of that works?
I don't think she was on her phone, like, cause, okay. I mean, it was really late.
So what is her, like, routine for when she comes to bed, like, before she gets into bed? I know it's kind of weird because she was coming from the airport, but, like, on a normal night, like, does she brush her teeth, take her makeup off,
Yeah,
like, give me that routine.
Yeah, so normally it's like, alright, she'll brush her teeth, she has some makeup remover, like a rag, and she'll do all that. She'll take her balance, which is like something to help, like, stomach, you know, help everything. It's like I don't say like a laxative, but it's something like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, she'll go through, she'll do that, and then that's pretty much it. And then she'll lay in bed and she'll text people, call people, like if she needs to, as far as like anybody, a promoter, customer, anybody needs her.
Does she charge her phone next to the bed? Does she?
Usually.
Okay. What about, I heard she had an Apple Watch, is that right?
Yeah.
Does she charge her Apple Watch every night?
The charger's sitting right there next to it.
But does she do it every night, or does she wait till it's almost dead?
She usually does it every night.
Every night? So she doesn't sleep with her Apple Watch on?
No.
Does she sleep with anything else on?
Usually a t-shirt and underwear, that's about it.
T-shirt and underwear?
Yeah.
Okay. What about that night? Do you remember, or that morning, I should say?
I think it was a t-shirt. I think it was a t-shirt and underwear. I think that's because it gets so hot in the house. We had issues where the AC for the top level has been like cutting out, so it just felt hotter upstairs usually.
Okay.
So like, I mean, I just sleep in boxers, and like I know that, you know, we're both like furnaces, so like when we're in bed, so.
Okay. So a t-shirt, underwear, like, do you know that, or are you just
I'm just
guessing?
guessing.
Okay. Did you see her, like, outside of the covers?
I just saw her, like, you know, like here up, cause that's when, like, I felt her crawl in the bed.
Was there hugging or kissing or anything else that went on when she got into bed?
No, I just feel her get into bed.
Where's your, like, how do you sleep?
I sleep like facing the wall.
And what side of the bed do you sleep on?
So I'm on, like, if this is the bed, I'm on the right side, she's on the left side, so I'm usually like this. I'm usually on my back or side. I'm not a stomach sleeper or anything.
Okay. So your back is to her, basically.
That's when I got off. I kind of feel her, because that bed it's never feed bed, but like it sucks, and I could feel her get into bed.
Okay. And then as far as like jewelry, does she take off jewelry? I don't even know if she wears jewelry.
The only thing she wears is her wedding ring.
Does she wear that to bed?
The only time she ever takes it off is to color her hair.
To color her hair. So she keeps it. Now had she stopped wearing it at all because of, you know, you guys going through your hard time or anything like she wore it to Arizona and all of that? Okay. So, because I think, was her ring left in the house?
Yes, on the nightstand.
Was that unusual?
Very.
Like you found that to be odd?
Yeah, if she colored her hair, it'd be in the bathroom, and then she put it right back on.
Did you see any evidence that she colored her hair, like to?
No, because she just colored her hair the week before.
Okay.
Because I think her mom and her, they're gonna do it because her mom's a hairdresser.
Okay.
So
she does it with her mom, or?
Well, she was gonna do it because her mom's a hairdresser there, but I think she just colored it on her own.
Okay.
Because she was
asking. As far as like evidence of maybe her changing her hair to a different color, like to, you know, disguise herself, like did you get any?
Nothing. I mean, like most of the time she likes to keep her hair black. So.
Okay. So she gets into bed, you feel her get into bed, and then is there a conversation at all?
When she gets into bed, no. Like I wait till I get up.
Okay, and then you get up at 4,
get ready,
stuff.
Yep.
And then what happens after that?
That's when she had told me the night before, like, you know, when I get home, I wanna get up so I can get this airport off, like take a shower, you know.
Tell me what that means.
Well, to get the airport off of me, you know, like type of thing. Like she didn't want to just, you know, get in that late and hop in the shower and stuff like that. She just wanted to go to sleep. So like she wanted to get up, like when I got up, so she could take a shower.
She wanted to get up in 2 hours?
Well, no. She thought that like she'd be home at 11, but that wasn't the case.
Oh, so did she tell you that when she was supposed to be home at 11?
Yeah.
But did you think still, like, maybe she still wants to get up and...
No, I felt, if I assume, like, I know I'm just, it's not
You'd
gonna...
be in trouble?
That would be in trouble. So
like, why did you wake me up? I was supposed to take a shower.
I've done that many times, and I learned that you have to just do what she says.
Okay.
So when it comes to that, because I don't want to make her mad, so...
Okay. So, she ends up, you wake her up. How do you wake her up?
I just like, I noticed like not to like, go like that, just kind of like rub her shoulder, just kind of like really lightly, because she'll give me the alligator eye, like one eye open, one eye shut type thing, and like look at me like, what the hell are you doing type thing. But like, you just kind of like rub her head just a little bit, just kind of wake her up like slowly, not where it's like jolting her or anything like that, and that's how I woke her up.
So are you outside the bed when you're doing that?
I slid back into bed.
So you're in bed doing that?
Yeah,
okay.
On top of the covers.
Like, on top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause I'm in my work clothes and everything like that.
Okay, and what did she say?
She's like, I asked her like, hey, you wanna wake up, take a shower? And she's like, yeah, I'll do it. Something like that. And then I told her like, can we talk a little bit? And she was like, yeah, let's talk.
Like, was she groggy at all, or was she?
No, I mean, she was pretty.
Pretty with it?
Yeah, pretty with it, and surprisingly, but like, yeah, she was pretty with it.
Okay, and how did you start that conversation?
I told her, we need to sell this house, like, we need to downsize, we need to get something to where we're not, it's not strapped so much. Cause I mean, the house, we're paying like, can I go down how much we're paying a month for the house?
Yeah.
It's like $2,700 a month. And that's a lot, and with the kids' school, like, it was a lot, so it was just like, alright, if we can like sell the house, like she had already contacted the realtor like the week before through an email, so like the realtor already kind of knew about like that we were interested in selling the house, and so like we.
And how long have you lived in that house?
2013.
Okay, so.
In May 2013.
Okay.
So like, yeah, I went through that, and actually like I was, maybe just get something smaller, like Brighton, North Glen, somewhere that's cheaper. I know nothing's cheap right now, but just something. But like, I told her, and told her about what I was feeling. Like, I didn't want to text her, I didn't want to call her about like a separation. Like really, like, I wanted to be face to face with her talking about that. And
so tell me how that conversation went.
It was just about like, I just don't feel the connection anymore, and that like how we were together, like, it just wasn't working anymore, and that like the love that we had in the beginning, I don't feel that anymore. And that, she said, like, it was more of just crying and emotional, and it was.
Was she mad at all?
Being crying like she was, crying like I was. She was upset, but it comes with that kind of conversation. Like, I didn't.
Did she accuse you of anything?
Being a woman, she's like, is there somebody else? I'm like, no, there's nobody else. This is me talking to you about this. Isn't it like somebody came into my life and took me from you? This is, me talking to you. This is just me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no outside influence coming from this. Like, this is this is how I feel.
Did she seem like she believed that?
When I told her there's nobody else?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I believed her when, if I believe that she would never have, like, an affair on me, and she knows that I wouldn't do that to her. Like, we've talked about that before, like, many times. Like,
has she ever accused you of that in the past?
No.
Has she ever, like, suspected, like, anyone else that you're close to?
Like, way early in our relationship, like, when we first got together, and I was still getting messages from girls I was friends with, and she'd ask questions and like stuff like that, like, who's that, like, how do you know her, like, and I would just like, not talk to them anymore, just like ease her mind type thing.
Was she like a jealous person that would, look through your phones, or?
She had full access to my phone.
I know, but did she?
I'm sure she, if she used my phone for Facebook or like Thrive or Instagram.
She would use your phone for that?
She used, yeah, because she would run like some of the Thrive stuff through me. Like, she would like make a post for me, something like that.
Oh.
stuff like that.
Did you do that as well? Like, would you log into
No,
Facebook
no,
or whatever?
no, like the only reason I logged in on Facebook, like, the last 2 days is to show the cops, like, other pictures and stuff like that, or show, like, the news crew a picture or something like that.
Okay.
Cause she had it on my phone as well, she could just, like, log in there, too, if she needed, she did it because, like, sometimes her phone messed up, and she just used my phone, and it's boom, it's right there.
And then hers was on yours as well, is that right?
No, she just used mine.
No, but as far as you being...
Oh, yeah, she could toggle back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, she just logged out of hers and go into, it was one of those things, like, she knew I couldn't sell.
She was trying to help you out.
Yeah, it's like, she would just use, like, any friends that I had, and just went from there.
Okay.
People
So
get interested.
how did the conversation with her, like, how long did it last, would you say?
Say, like, from 4:15 to just, like, closer to, like, 5.
Okay, and I guess I'm a little confused, because you talked about that you were telling her, let's sell the house and get a house, like, cheaper in Brighton.
Well, just, like, I wanted to sell the house just, like, so we can get, like, if we do separate, like, we'd have, like, some money to ourselves, and we could, like, if, I was hoping she would stay here, you know, like, cause she had told me before, like, you know, if we did separate, like, she couldn't afford to live here on her own, and she said neither could I. I was just like, you know, like, well, give it a shot, like, whatever money that we could get from the house, like, you know,
So you weren't talking about you guys buying a house together somewhere, it was more like,
we can
let's
sell
sell
the house,
it, split it, and then
sell
we
it,
can...
and just, like, we can go, like, we can have some money left over, like, and be close to each other.
Tell me about, I know it sucks having to sit in here and talk to someone about all this stuff.
That's what I needed to do here.
Tell me about your financial situation. I know $2,700 is a lot for a house payment.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
how much were you paying at Primrose?
I think last year we paid like $25,000.
So what is it?
Or like
usually a
18,
month?
20,000.
What's your bill usually?
With I think it's closer to like $500 some dollars a week.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. What other bills do you guys have that are big?
Surgeries from Shanann's neck surgery.
What happened to her neck?
Disc that was compressing down. There was like nothing, like there was no like fluid that like the spinal cord with the fluid to support it. It was just bone on bone.
Mm.
And she had the scar like right here.
Did she have insurance when that happened?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
it's
it was
just whatever's left.
But it was like over $100,000 surgery.
So how much do you guys have left to pay on that?
She covered all the finances as far as like that.
How long ago was that?
That surgery, it was last. No. It was earlier this. I could look on my phone. I thought it was last. Yeah, it was last year because I remember Christina from Hawaii came to help, and it was during football season.
Okay.
So, I think it was last August, September, October, somewhere around there.
Okay. So fairly recently.
Yeah.
Okay. So what other big bills do you guys have?
CC's, like endoscopies for EOE, because she had acid reflux.
Okay.
And allergy testing, and CC had a clogged tear duct. And
I had that too. That was not fun.
yeah, tubes in their ears, and their adenoids removed.
Oh goodness.
So there was that. Yeah, there was that.
What medication are they on? Are they on some medication?
They have inhalers for like they were going through like, it was like they said it was like child asthma, but they couldn't call it asthma because they're so young. So they would have like a little inhaler, the albuterol inhaler there. And CC had Singulair, which was for allergy, like,
okay.
And and CC had Meprazole too for the acid reflux.
Okay. And that's the stuff that you give them at night, pretty much?
Meprazole, I just kind of give CC that when just throughout the day, like 30 minutes before she eats. If I gotta remember like somewhere in there. And Singulair, I give it to her at night.
Okay. Okay. So what other big bills do you have?
I think that was mainly what we paid, and some credit card bills.
How much do you think you owe on credit cards total?
take just like a random guess.
Mhm.
I'm gonna guess about 8 to 10,000.
Okay.
I have like,
You don't do the finances?
no, because I mean, yeah, because she knew like from when she met me, like the one stupid thing that I did was that I sold my 4-wheeler for less than I owed on it, and she just like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. You're never touching the finances.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I can deal with that.
Right. What about like car payments and stuff?
Car was paid for by Lavelle.
What's that?
The car was paid for by Thrive. Lavelle is the company, and Thrive is the product.
Oh.
So if your team sells over $12,000 a month, they give you a car bonus.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they pay the bill, the car bill?
Yeah, they give you $800 a month.
And can you drive the car? Like, is it a
Anybody.
family car?
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep.
Wow. Strike thing is kinda crazy. Okay, so what
Yeah.
about any other bills or any other?
In between the surgeries and the kids' little operations and credit cards and the house, just like utilities, stuff like that. And we did file for bankruptcy like 2 years ago, just because of everything that was like on our plate.
And how much was discharged in that bankruptcy?
Oof, I'm not sure.
Like,
But
just their ballpark. Did it include, you know, cars and, you know, all sorts of stuff?
No, cars wasn't part of it, cause she was with Lavelle at that point in time. I think it was mainly like a lot of like maybe furniture that we owed on, just everything that, I mean, it's hard to put even a ballpark number, honestly, because it wasn't medical, like medical bankruptcy is different than just normal bankruptcy, I think, so like none of that was touched. And the house, it was still, you know, that wasn't part of it
You
either.
didn't touch that, yeah.
No. So it was just like anything else that was like outstanding or pending. But I couldn't even put a ballpark on it, I really don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay, that's okay. So how would you, like, classify your financial situation?
I mean, with everything that we have going on, I mean, like when the kids like go back, when they're going back to school, it'd probably be like pretty much like check to check, if, you know, because most, like, she had taken out a loan on my 401k as well to catch up with the house payments.
Okay. How much did she take out?
10,000?
Okay, when was that?
So I'm gonna say 5 months ago.
Okay.
I'm just ballparking that.
Okay.
Because we were like almost 3 months behind.
Okay. Was it close to being repossessed, or were you getting
No, like,
threats about that?
we had a letter from Chase. That's who the lender's from.
How did she feel about the situation you guys were in?
I mean, she was stressed out about it. I mean, that's why we took the 401k loan out. That was the max we could do, and just put it all towards the house and get caught up.
Mhm. So are you current right now?
I just got paid August.
Okay. When was that due on the 1st?
It's due by the 16th.
About 16th?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. And do you guys get health insurance through your job?
Yeah, United Healthcare.
Okay. How much do you pay for that each month?
I think it's like $350 something. Oh, every two weeks.
350?
I think it's I'm trying to think now.
Is it 700 a month?
It's, I have to look at my last pay stub, but maybe it's like 500 something a month. So I'm trying to think, like, I'm looking at all the deductions that we have coming out for like me plus spouse and child type thing.
Mhm.
So they don't classify it as like, you know, like if you have another child, it goes up. It's just like, you know, you plus spouse plus child.
For family, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's every 2 weeks. I paid bi-weekly, so I'd have to look at my last check, but I think it's about, maybe it's like $5 something a month.
Okay. So that's health insurance. What about life insurance? Do you guys have any life insurance?
Yes. Yeah, I got one for Shanann through work, and then one for both kids through work. I think Bella and Celeste is like a 20,000 one. I think that was the max you could do.
20,000 a piece?
Yeah, I think that's what the
So
max you can do.
Cover funeral costs?
Yeah, and like, I think Shanann's is like 50 or 100, so that's max you could do.
Okay. Do you guys have any like other life insurance with any other?
I think Shanann has like her own, and I have my own type thing.
Okay. How much do you have on you?
Oh, no clue.
Why wouldn't you know what you have?
No,
Did she get it?
She did it. She does.
Oh,
she does
okay.
all that. Like, cause like I think the person who introduced us, my cousin's wife, she did like insurance. I think she did it through her.
Oh, and what's her name again?
Her name's Nicole, cause they're not together anymore. Nicole Kennedy.
Nicole Kennedy?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not married anymore?
No.
Are you guys still close with her, or like, would you talk to her?
No, I don't think Shanann and her had fallen out.
They did have a
Yeah.
falling out?
Yeah, something about like her old boss and like some like money thing as far as like him and some like it was something that I didn't know about.
Are you starting to say embezzling?
Yeah.
Okay, like the boss was embezzling, or did they accuse Shanann?
I think it was the other way around, but I had like no like really details about it, and it was just like one was saying one thing, one was saying the other. I was like,
I just want to make sure I'm not getting this mixed up in my
Yeah.
head. The boss maybe accused Shanann of embezzling money?
Yeah.
And how long ago would that have been?
Well, that was like right before I met her.
Like 2010?
Yeah.
Okay. And where was she working? Was she working at that?
Like her boss was the one that owned all the wheel shops. And I think Nicole Kennedy gave her, she did insurance at that point in time. And
Okay. So whatever happened with that? Like the boss accusing your wife of?
they're still good friends.
The boss and your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like putting everything out on Facebook like to everybody. He has contacts all around the world.
Mhm.
So they're still like, yeah, she's trying to get him on Thrive and all that kind of stuff. I think he actually uses it, but not right, but he uses it.
Okay. And then you said Nicole and Shanann had now falling out because of that.
Nicole Kennedy. There's like
there's so many Nicoles.
There's Nicoles, there's Nicks. I don't want to get all this like mixed up. So yeah, Nicole Kennedy, yeah.
Okay, but you don't talk to Nicole Kennedy either?
I haven't talked to her in years.
She didn't reach out to you after all this
No.
happened or anything like that?
No.
So do you have any idea like what policy Shanann would have gotten on you? Like how big it would have been, or you probably know what you're worth.
I don't. I know I have like a dismemberment thing at work. If I get dismembered, it's like $250,000 or something like that. But as far as like anything outside of work, I have no clue about the dollar amount. I know she set all that up.
Okay. For her and you?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever help her with that at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like she handles all that. Like she always did books at the jobs, like at the wheel stores and everything like that. And she was really good at it.
Okay.
I mean she's great with money, so.
Who, Shanann?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she knows exactly like, alright, I don't need to pay this right now, I can pay all this, and like she knew like where to divvy out her money.
Like a shell game. I'll pay this right now, yeah.
And she knew what the priorities were.
Mhm.
So
how are you, how are you right this moment with your financial situation? Like, do you have money open on credit cards, money in the bank, like that kind of stuff?
yeah, like so I think in Chase we have like maybe like 2,000 in there, in USA probably about 1,500.
Are those checking accounts or those just
Checking.
Checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as credit cards, like most of the ones I haven't used credit cards, 'cause I know they're like pretty much like she pays the minimum on it, so like I don't use them.
Like maxed out probably.
More than likely, I mean if they're with the interest payments and whatnot, just pay the minimum. They don't go down much, but like I know like Capital One maybe has like $100 left to spend on it or something like that, and like the Credit One and the other Capital Ones, like I know those probably don't have much on them, so I don't even use them.
So when you're talking to Shanann, obviously in the bed about, your financial situation and that you think you should separate and that kind of stuff, like, does she ever like act out against you, like, being pissed off, like slap you?
No, it's talking about financial situation in general.
No, like that morning when you guys are talking in bed and she's crying and upset, like, does she act out?
Oh no,
against you?
we've never like raised a hand to each other, struck each other, like we don't even really yell at each other. Like it's like when we talk, it's pretty civil.
Mhm.
I mean, she didn't raise a hand, she didn't yell, she didn't do anything like that.
Okay. And you?
No, definitely
okay.
not.
Okay, so when is, like, how long did you guys end up talking in the bed?
So it was almost about 5.
Okay, so about 45 minutes?
Yeah, it's like give or take, yeah.
Okay, and then she tells you, I'm taking the kids to a friend's house, but I'll be back later.
Yeah.
And she didn't tell you what friend that was, or did she?
That's why I was very vague, and that's why I texted her later that day, like, hey, like, if you could tell me where you went and where the kids up, like, where you took the kids, like, yeah. I'd like to know.
Okay. And then, you do what after you get out of bed?
Yeah, so like I go downstairs and pack my lunch, make a protein shake, down that, fill my water jug up, get my computer, get my book bag, and put some more tools in my truck,
And your truck is where at this time?
it's over on the corner of the house. Yeah, it's over on the west side.
And that's where you normally park the truck?
Mm-hmm. Like either there or across the street where the neighbors is over there, 'cause I had it parked over there 'cause there's somebody going through the garages and cars parked on the outside and like stealing stuff.
Like in your neighborhood or
Yeah.
just in Frederick?
In our neighborhood, there was like 3 or 4 nights in a row, like they found somebody, like on cameras, like.
So are you saying you parked the truck a little closer to your house, or?
Well, like sometimes I was parking on the neighbor's side where his camera faces.
Oh, just so they can catch it? Or
Just
whatever.
'cause my doorbell camera doesn't reach that far.
Okay. And do you know what his camera angle is? Like, have you looked at his surveillance video?
He told me
in the
where to
past?
park it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
So that it could watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He told me to park it like right. I didn't want to park in front of the driveway because I didn't want somebody to back into it. Like if his wife or somebody didn't forgot, like, oh, there's not usually a truck there or something like that.
Mhm.
They want them to just back into it.
Sure. So tell me that morning exactly what you did with your truck and.
Yeah, so I got in my truck, pulled forward, backed up to my garage so I can get everything in because I'm not, like, since it was over the weekend, like I had everything already inside. Like I wanted to just have my big clear container, I had my O-rings and like my headphone or my earbuds and everything like that. And I had to get a couple like combination wrenches, opening wrenches from my toolbox. I knew like I was gonna rebuild a stuffing box that day or helping Troy do that, and Cody and Melissa and Chad were gonna be out there too. So I had to get some opening wrenches and stuff like that out of my own toolbox because that works better than the ones like because they're longer, more torque on them. So
Okay.
got all that, threw it in my truck.
And are you talking about you threw stuff in the back of your truck or
No,
in the passenger
And
compartment?
for passenger, I got 2 big clear containers in there where I kind of keep things organized. So that I like if I have somebody riding with me, like if I have like a ride along or something, like because I do trainees every once in a while,
Mhm.
so that they can have their stuff in there too, so I can just slide stuff over, move it, and just like they can just jump in too.
Okay. Okay. So, you load all that stuff up and then, like, how long do you think that takes you to do that?
Probably 10 minutes.
Okay.
So
And
like
then-
5:15 to like 5:25 or so.
Okay. And are you actually backed into the garage or just in the driveway?
Back then, it was like not really back into the garage because her car was sitting in the garage.
So how far in the garage do you think you were?
Quarter of the way.
A quarter of the way?
Well, because not a quarter, maybe like an eighth of the way.
Okay. Is it a big truck? I haven't seen it.
It's F-250.
Okay. Big truck.
Yeah, it won't fit in the garage because it's too long, so.
Okay. So you load all that stuff up, and then what do you do from there?
Get in the truck and pull forward, close it, or hit the button for the garage door to close and drive off.
So how often do you actually take your tools out and put them in the garage or in the house or wherever you put them?
I'll take that container out. I usually do it like once, like on the Friday, like I got everything done and like get it in there, get it in the
So
house.
is that normal that you would take it out on Friday and then that Monday when you go to work, you would back your truck in and load your stuff in? I mean,
Yeah, that's pretty normal for me.
that's a normal
Yeah.
routine that
Yeah.
you do? Okay. Just because you don't want to leave it out there for the weekend, over the weekend?
Yeah, like, 'cause that's, especially if somebody's like riding or like going around trying to steal stuff out of like trucks or things in the.
But during the week, you at least
Oh, yeah,
park it in front
yeah.
of the camera or something?
Or yeah, like I'm usually pretty, or I'll like back it in on one side where like if somebody had to go up to my truck, maybe my doorbell camera will get it.
Okay, okay,
Just something like that, just something trying to be like proactive about it.
sure. So, you end up pulling out, do you put the garage door down? When
Yeah, like I hit it. I hit the opener.
Give me an idea of the route that you take to work, because I don't know this area and how you get to work and stuff like that. It seems like you kind of work out in the middle of nowhere, so.
Yeah, like.
What's the route you took?
So like,
that morning?
we'll have like 52, I'll have like 52, and then go out to like, well, I went out to.
So start from like your driveway, like what street you're on, unless you get right out to 52.
Oh, it's on like Saratoga Trail, and then Wyndham Hill Parkway.
And just tell me rights or lefts that you're going.
Okay, so Saratoga Trail, take a right, Wyndham Hill Parkway, roundabout, take a right on County Road 7, take a left, County Road 52, take 52, and this morning I went out to location, so go down 52 east, out to I-76, out to, I don't know that road, but out to Roggin, and then out to a ranch, Sawyer Ranch. I don't know, it's like 380, kind of like 386 or something like that.
Do you have like a GPS that
Yep.
gets you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, well, I knew the way out there. My whole area, like I know where everything is.
Do you have a truck GPS, like
Yep.
a
Yep.
Garmin or whatever in your
No,
truck?
no,
or
like
anything?
it's just one that like tracks your speeding and like hard braking and stuff like that.
Oh, like your employer has a
Yeah.
GPS on your truck? Oh, okay.
Seatbelt usage and stuff like that.
But as far as like one.
Oh no, like on my phone, well, on my work phone, there's like a well navigator type thing. Like if I was going to a spot like out of my area type thing, like I could use it for that. But usually I can just like type it in my computer on the directory, and I can look up county road like intersections, and I can get there that way. But all the ones I have in our area, like from County Road 22 south, that's our area, all the way like to the airport.
Okay.
So like I've been to pretty much every single one of them. So like if somebody says that I'm at the Thomason 2116, like okay, I know where that's at. Or if someone tells me I'm at the Ritchie gas unit number 1, I know where that's at. Someone tells me I'm at the Mars 28C, I know where that's at.
Okay. So this one you went to what? Which wells did you go to when you?
So I went to the Survey 319, Survey 1129, Survey 1029, Survey 629.
So which one did you go to first?
319.
319.
Yeah.
Was anyone else there?
They showed up afterwards. Like Troy showed up, Melissa, Chad showed up, and Cody was at the 1029.
And I know Troy's last name.
McCoy.
Melissa.
Parrish.
And then.
Chad McNeil.
And who was the
Cody
other?
Roberts, he was out on the ranch as well, but he wasn't at that one yet.
Okay. Okay. So you get out there about what time you think?
Probably about 6:45 or so.
Okay. And you get out there, you're by yourself out there?
At that point in time, because Cody Roberts, he had reported that he had a leaking line out there on the back pressure line I know this might make sense, but on the back pressure line going up to the tank, and there was a spot on the ground, like a wet spot, like oil was leaking.
Okay.
So he said like it just kind of happened on Friday, and Troy told me about it. I told him like, Dad, we'll check it out.
So did you go right there with him to try and help him fix that, or?
Well, Friday I wasn't at work.
No, I mean, but Monday morning, because wasn't.
Like he was gonna meet me out there,
Oh.
but he decided to go to that 1029 first to check on that pump unit, get it trying to stroke up, trying to see if it'll like get some pump action downhole.
Okay, so you're at 6:45 at pump, or well, 319, and where like what time do your other people show up?
Probably about, I'm gonna say about 7:15, 7:30, somewhere around there. And I'm trying to pressure test the line to see if I can find a leak.
Did they see you, like, I mean,
Yeah.
is this, like,
Yeah.
your truck's out there, and
Yeah.
you're out there,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah,
okay, you
everybody.
have a conversation?
Yeah, oh yeah, everybody's out there, like, we're pressure testing the line, we're digging that line down a little bit so you can see something spraying out, and like.
So why are they not there when you're there?
They went to the office first. Most of the time, like, either they go to the office first or you go to the field first, one of the two.
Okay.
Like, we have a couple guys that start out in the field, some people start out in the office. I just knew he had a leak there over the weekend, I was just like, alright, let's see what this is. I don't want this, like, getting, like, somewhere where it's gonna get so big that it's gonna be like, alright, we've got, like, a health safety environmental issue on our hands, that's like there.
Okay. And as far as you leaving at 5:30 and getting to your place at, 6:45, is that normal, like you would normally leave
That's
at
just,
5:30?
like, yeah, I usually do between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, somewhere around there.
Okay.
I just knew it'd take us a little while to get out there. I wanted to be out, like, but we usually like to start work at like 6:30.
Okay.
So like if I'm going to the office, I'll leave like 5:50 or so.
Did you pick up anyone on the way or stop
no, like,
anyway?
oh.
Like at the convenience store, gas station, any stops
No.
on the way out there?
No.
Okay. So you go straight out there, all of a sudden the coworkers start showing up around 7:15, 7:30.
Yep.
And then how long are you at that well?
Probably till, because we were at that 10:29 like for most of the day. I know at the 10:29 we were probably there at 11, because we were there, or probably maybe about 10 o'clock we were there. But at that one location, probably about an hour. Trying to get, because we had to dig out that line right where it was leaking, right where like, because when the pipe comes out of the ground, it was leaking like maybe like a foot underneath it. And what had happened, like either like something like ate through it or corroded the pipe. And when we were pressure testing the line up to a certain PSI, we finally got up to a certain PSI, and it just started this like bubbling oil out of the ground. And it was.
I don't know anything about that, but that sounds bad.
I can show you a picture, but it's on the phone.
That doesn't sound like that's how it's supposed to work. So
Yeah.
Okay. So 11 o'clock, you're at 10:29.
Yeah, I hit the other two locations I told you about in between, because at 10:29 we were there for the rest of the day, until I left.
So 3:19 till when, do you think?
Probably till about 8.
8 a.m.?
Yeah.
And then you go to which well?
I stopped by at 6:29, but I wasn't there for very long, probably like 30 minutes or so, because I had some whip checks that maybe because that wellhead we were getting ready to turn back on, but it was missing 2 parts at the wellhead. I thought I had 2 whip checks, only had 1, so I was like, oh, can't do that.
And who was at that well when you get there?
No, that was there.
Okay, and then the next well number is what?
The 11:29, I drove over there to see if it was ready to run. It wasn't, so.
And what time do you think you got there?
Probably about 9.
Okay. And then you were there till 11, is that what you said?
No, I was there till almost probably about 10.
Oh, 10, okay.
Yeah.
And then where did you go after that?
10:29.
Oh, you were there from 9
These
to
are all
10.
well numbers.
I'm sorry.
No,
No,
this is all like,
it's good. So you were there from 9 to 10 at
Yeah.
the one before 10:29.
Yeah.
And then you were at 10:29 from 10 o'clock till?
Until I left. Until like 2 o'clock, or till 1 o'clock when I left.
Till 1 o'clock, okay.
Yeah, because we were there for a while. We had to replace stuffing box rubbers and take everything apart, because the rods were getting so hot.
And who was at 10:29?
That would have been Cody Roberts, Chad McNeil, Melissa Parrish, Troy McCoy. Those are all.
So you guys all kind of just hop around
Yeah.
to different
Yeah.
wells or whatever?
On that day we did.
Okay.
Because Melissa Parrish, she's one of our green hats, that's a trainee. And it was Cody's route, and Chad is another one of our field coordinators along with Troy.
Okay.
Mm.
So they were kind of showing her the ropes and that
Yeah,
kind of stuff? Okay.
definitely.
Okay. Anyone else of your coworkers or anyone else out there?
Nope, that was the only ones.
Would anyone else have seen you either on the way out there or out there when you were?
No. Like I said, I didn't stop anywhere, like, I
Did
knew
you
that.
wave to anyone? Did you know, anything like that you can remember?
no.
I know it's early in the morning.
I didn't, I mean, I called a few people, like, while I was out there, but for some reason, like, it you know, like, when you call somebody, and it just says, like, connecting, or whatever it's doing, and it doesn't, like, start to actually ring until the seconds start to come up, like, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, right.
But it just kept, like, said dialing, or it just, for some
And who were
reason.
you trying to call while
I
you
was
were out there?
trying to call Cody Roberts, trying to call Troy and Chad.
And none of those went through?
No, they were trying to call me, and it said the number you have dialed cannot be completed as dialed, or something like that.
Okay. Did you make any other phone calls?
That was it. Like, I texted them.
Texted Cody and
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
And you texted
And then
them?
I got a hold of Luke. I think I finally got either from this phone or this phone, and told him, like, hey, I'm out here.
Like a phone call?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
And why did you, is that normal that you would?
Well, I was just telling, because like, it seemed, because I think Troy or Chad told him, like, yeah, we were trying to get a hold of you, and like, nothing, every time it said, like, the phone number cannot be completed as dialed, and I was like, okay, I'll call him and let him know, like, hey, you know, I'm not sure what's going on with his
Kinda
phone.
weird.
Yeah, because that place sometimes, you get hit, in the oil field in general, it's hit and miss, as far as, like, because sometimes you have, like, a radio tower here and there, that just knocks out everything.
Okay, and you said you tried earlier that you tried to call Shanann, is that right?
I texted her at, like, 7:40.
Sorry, just let me do that, I'm still going. You texted her when?
7:40 in the morning.
Okay. And then, did you ever try and call her during the day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not sure what time of that. I can't get that far on my phone now.
Did that go through, that
yeah.
call? And
I did it from this phone.
And did she just not answer?
Yep,
or?
I just went to voicemail.
Okay, okay. And then, did you call anyone else?
Mm-mm.
Did you call the police department? Did you call, Nicole? I can't remember if you...
Oh, like from, like right after I couldn't get a hold of her?
Yeah.
So like at 12 o'clock I texted her, or I called her again, and at 12 I texted her again, like, hey, call me. And then at 12:10, that's when Nicole showed up at the house. So I got a alert saying the doorbell detected a visitor. And that's when I called her about 12:20, like, hey, what's going on? And she said that, Shanann hasn't got a hold of anybody or answered anybody for today, since she got home, so.
Okay.
And then I asked her, like, I was just like looking at, she said the house or the shoes were laying next to the door, and the car was still in the garage.
Is that weird, the shoes thing? Why did she bring up the shoes thing?
Well, because she could see them sitting right there.
I mean, but are they
that's
significant?
that's the ones, like, she was wearing, I guess, in the airport.
Oh.
Type thing.
Are those the ones she wears? Like,
she has a couple different flip-flops that she wears, but I think those are the ones she probably wore from the airport.
Okay.
Because they were sitting next to the door.
Did you find any of her shoes missing?
She had the whole shoe closet.
You wouldn't know if there were some missing?
I mean, it goes up to the wall.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I thought I heard something, maybe you called, Primrose or...
Yeah. No, I asked that. No, I don't remember what time that was. I asked if the kids were there.
Oh, okay. Was there any other conversation you had with them, or?
Well, I just told them, like, if that we're more than likely gonna be putting the house up for sale, and that, like, I'm not sure if they're gonna be, like, 'cause we might not be in the area anymore, but I wanted the kids just back on the waiting list if we're not gonna be there.
Sure. I know, like, at our daycare, they charge on Mondays for the week. Is that how Primrose works, or how do they do it?
Yeah, 'cause, like, that was gonna be their first day back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they would've charged your card or whatever, $500 or?
All right, when they showed up, yeah.
Okay, okay. So you were just giving them a heads up?
Yeah.
And did you already know that they weren't gonna be there?
No, so I called them just to see, like, if they were there or not, 'cause she said she was gonna take the kids to a friend's house. And I was just like, okay. That's why I called, like, maybe she ended up taking them there.
Oh, okay.
But, no.
Okay. Any other phone calls to anyone else?
Other than Nicole, like, when she showed up at the house.
That was pretty much it?
Yep.
Okay. And then you can't get a hold of her, Nicole's there, and then that starts that whole process where you end up driving home. Is that right? Did you call anyone on the way home, or call anyone on the way home?
I called Luke, let him know, like, hey, I'm going home, I can't find Shanann, or the kids don't know where they are. And he's like, okay, this doesn't need anything.
Okay. He seems like a pretty cool boss.
Yeah.
He's pretty understandable.
Yeah.
Understanding, I should say. Okay, so you're driving home, you're calling Luke, did you call anyone else, text anyone else?
Mm-mm.
What route did you take to get home?
Same one, like I-76 west, and then 52 west, and then took that home.
Okay.
That's pretty much 76 to 52, that's runs right.
How big is this area, this ranch or whatever that you guys are working on?
Huge.
Like, give me, like, is it miles by, like?
I mean, we're not the only operator out there. There's, like, Verdad, there's Lost Creek, there's...
But your area that you're responsible for, where the wells are on, like?
So that one, as far as square mileage, like, maybe 10 to 20 square miles, like, as far as width goes. Like, because, like, yeah, it's huge.
And that would be just your responsibility?
That's our area, that's Cody's route.
Okay.
Because we have 6 route operators, and they all have individual routes.
So what else is on this land besides?
Cattle.
Cattle?
Lots and lots of cattle and sheep.
Okay.
And lots of, like, little irrigation, like, spots where they eat, and trees, and sunflowers, and lots and lots of sunflowers.
So, like, when you're driving out to the wells, is there actually a road that you guys made, or is it
sometimes it's a road. When the cows and everything get on it, it gets really soft and really, like shake your truck type thing.
Okay. As far as your truck goes, obviously it's a work truck, I'm assuming. Are you allowed to have other people in your truck? Like as far as civilians, like your wife, your kids, anything like
Oh,
that?
they've played in my truck a few times, because it's Daddy's truck, you know, like they played in there a few times and whatnot.
What about Shanann? Has she ever ridden in your truck before?
Not to work, but she's been in it before.
Okay.
Just like, just seeing what all I had in there and everything like that, what I take to work and stuff like that, yeah, she's been in there before.
Okay. But it's
Yeah,
not
but
like a
like,
regular thing?
oh, like, we're not really allowed to like take civilians like places in it, but other unidentified employees, or like when I have a trainee and stuff like that, like they ride with me.
Okay, and that's totally fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So you get home, and obviously you said you open the garage door and, go through the house. Tell me all the things that seemed odd about the way the house looked.
So,
It's odd.
it was, well, the car being there with car seats, that was odd. The purse, wallet, still being there. Phone's a big thing for me, 'cause that's still there.
Cause she seemed like she was pretty attached to her phone.
Well, everybody knows she is. She's very attached to it.
Okay.
And kids' medicine. Those are the odd things.
What about her meds? Does she have medicine that she would take?
Only one she takes regularly is Imitrex, and that was not there. Like the medicine she had in her purse was for nausea, not Imitrex.
Or what is Interrogation for?
Migraines.
And that was gone?
That was not in her purse. Like the one that they said was in her purse, they thought was Imitrex, no, it was like for nausea. Once I read it.
Okay. As far as, do you think it could have been in her luggage that she left there, or?
Not sure. It would have been in her purse.
Okay. Did you go through her luggage? Like
No.
looking for clues, or?
I didn't go through her luggage yet.
Okay.
But like her Imitrex stuff, she likes to have that like, you know, within hand's grasp.
And you said the kids' beds were like pulled back, or how were the kids' beds?
They weren't made.
They weren't made?
No.
Okay. Is that normal?
Pretty normal. For the
Okay.
morning, yeah.
Okay.
Especially because the kids, they just like throw everything and just like get out of bed.
And what was your bed? What did it look like?
The sheets were off of it.
Okay, tell me about that.
Like most of the time when she gets out of, like when she gets home from like a flight or something, she gets into bed like from the airport, she's gonna wash the sheets the next day. So that's what I thought when I got home.
If she had woke up and.
Yeah, 'cause she was, yeah.
Stripping the bed or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Okay. Are those sheets on the bed now, or
No, I don't think so.
are they still in the piles or whatever, like where she put them?
I think, cause I washed everything and I put, different sheets on there.
So where are the sheets? Oh, you washed those sheets, did you put them away in the closet or something, in the closet?
It should either be like right on the pile on the ground or something like that, right there.
In the bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay. So you washed the sheets that were on the bed, or you left them there and just put on new sheets?
So I put on, like, I washed those sheets. I washed sheets that were on there, and they should still be in the room.
Oh, clean, like?
Yeah.
In a pile or
Yeah.
whatever? Okay, okay.
Yeah, but I put like ones that were in the closet in there. Ones that were already clean, like I wanted to just make the bed anyways.
Okay, so the bed's made now?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So when you slept on the bed Monday night, it had new sheets from you changing it, or?
So Monday, yeah, like when I slept there Monday night, yeah, there was new sheets on there.
Okay, because the bed was already stripped?
Yeah.
When you got in or whatever?
Yeah.
Anything else that was odd? I know you said there were some things missing from the kids' rooms, or their blankets?
Blankies. Yeah,
Okay.
the blankies.
What do you think about that?
I mean, that's what kids always take with them.
Like, even to go, like, if you...
Yeah, like
went
if we
to-
went, if like Cece, she wants that Yankee blanket, and Bella like wants her blanket, especially if she feels like, you know, we tell her like leave it at the house now, she's getting old enough. But like.
So like if you're going to Target or run errands, like, are they taking their stuff with them?
Bella will, Cece definitely will have that Yankee blanket, and sometimes she wants her little, that dog that like makes cooing sounds and whatnot.
Okay, and that's gone, you said, right?
Yeah.
That dog?
Yeah, but Bella's cat's still there.
Was she as attached to the cat as Cece was to the dog?
Yeah, not as much.
Not as much. Okay, anything else missing, weird? What about, the pajamas that they were in, that you put them in after they showered, the nightgowns or whatever?
Yeah.
Are those at the house?
I didn't see those. I mean, there's still, there's dirty laundry in there from the kids,
Okay,
but I didn't see those per se. I didn't see those, and then there's some nightgowns in there, but I didn't see those. not the ones I described to you.
Okay. So obviously, you know, you've had a lot of time to think about this stuff, and, just talking to me, like, what are your thoughts? Like, what are you thinking right now as far as, you know, what's happened, or?
Like the first day I thought she was with somebody. I thought, you know, like, you know, she's at a friend's house and she's just decompressing, whatnot.
Mhm.
But like now, like after like yesterday and now today, it's I feel like she's not safe. So like either she is in trouble or somebody has hurt her and the kids, and we can't find them. We don't know where they are.
So if I ask you on the polygraph test if you physically caused Shanann's disappearance, can you pass that
Yes.
question?
Yes.
What do you think I mean by that when I'm asking you if you physically caused Shanann's disappearance? What does that mean to you?
If you ask me that, like, I feel like you're asking me, did I have anything to do with it myself, or did I help somebody do it? And I had no part in any of that.
And I know it's totally awful to think about, but what are ways, because I need to make sure that you know what I'm talking about, what are ways that you can make someone disappear?
I mean, like, if you're talking about, like, what I've seen, like, on the movies, or, like, how people, if you read about other people, I mean, you hire somebody.
Like a hitman?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
No, but that's what I want, because I want you to go through all of these scenarios in your head, because I want you to know for sure what I'm talking about when I say that, you know, asking you if you physically caused her disappearance.
Okay, like you'd hire somebody, or you'd have somebody you know that would do it. I mean, it's like, it's hard. It's a hard question to answer.
And I know this sucks,
It's a hard question to answer.
Right.
Because it had nothing to do with this disappearance.
Right.
But like, I don't even want to think about like, if you're asking like how I would do it, it's like
anyone. Like how would anyone cause someone else's disappearance?
I mean, you would. Like I said, like,
you could cause someone's disappearance by murdering them. Would
yes.
you agree with that?
Yes.
So what different physical ways could you cause someone's disappearance through murder? You could stab someone, right?
Stab someone, shoot someone, hit them with a blunt object. What else is there? I mean, use a weapon like gun or knife. I mean,
okay.
You could.
You could smother someone.
Smother someone.
You could strangle someone.
Hang someone. I mean, yeah, you can. All that kind of things. I mean, it's hard to even think about that kind of stuff right now.
Mm-hmm. So you could strangle someone. You could drown someone.
Yeah.
You could shock someone to death. You could burn someone alive. What other ways can you think of?
As far as like lure them into a trap, I guess.
So what do you mean? What?
Like, like have somebody waiting like around the corner and like,
Sure.
An accident that happened, hit by a car, I mean, something like that.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to say the same thing there, but
you could kidnap them and take them and lock them up in a basement somewhere, or you know what I mean. They could still be alive, but you're
like torturing. So you could, like I said, take them somewhere, torture them, and let them sit there without food or water.
Mhm. Or even kidnap them and leave them somewhere that they are, not being tortured.
Yeah.
Just that they can't get out, and obviously they've disappeared because you've not allowed them to come back into society and have people see them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What other ways could you make someone disappear?
Poison.
Okay. Yep.
Sorry, this is.
I know.
Like, no, that's the same. You've already said that.
Which one are you
like
saying?
beat somebody, I guess, to the
To
point,
death?
like to the point where they're unconscious and they're in a coma.
Sure.
Um,
So if I ask you that question on the test, Chris, are you gonna have any issue with that? About you
like
physically causing
going through every single one of those.
Yeah, like that would be a way
Okay.
you could cause someone's disappearance.
Okay. No, I can definitely I can pass. I mean,
I mean, you could murder them, you could kidnap them, you could take them to another country, you could, bury them in your backyard,
Yeah.
you could do a million things
Yeah.
as far as, trying to conceal them,
Yeah.
right? So that no one can find them.
Yes.
Because at this point, she's gone.
Yes.
And the girls are gone, like, we don't know where they're at, right?
Mhm.
So we're assuming the worst, but hoping the best, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think that you're kind of in that spot too, so,
Yeah.
if I ask you that question, if you physically caused her disappearance, so when I say physically caused, I say it that way because I don't want you to feel, everyone has guilt, right? And I don't want you to feel like, you know what, I told her that I didn't want to be with her anymore, so I probably caused her disappearance because she obviously took off with the girls, and because of what I told her, that I didn't want to be with her anymore.
That's why I feel like a jackass right now.
Right. So when I ask you the question on the test, I'm not asking you about guilt. I'm not asking you about, did you make her feel so horrible that she ended up leaving? I'm saying that you were the one that physically caused her to disappear.
Okay.
Either by murder, kidnapping, all of those other things that
Okay.
we went through, okay?
You want me to list all those, like?
No.
Oh,
You're just
okay.
gonna say no to that question.
Okay.
Right. When I ask you if you physically caused Shanann's disappearance,
Okay.
your answer should be what?
No.
Right. So do you have any issues with that at all, and
No.
or have any question about what I would mean when I was,
No,
would be
that's
asking
total,
that
like,
question?
I just like going through all those that, that's
Right.
a lot to really think about.
Right. But
Like
that's-
trying to figure out like, that was.
It's a lot, but it's very simple.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have anything to do physically
Yeah.
with her disappearance, maybe you pissed her off to the point that she ended up taking off with the kids, or maybe she became suicidal and, offed herself somewhere that we just haven't found her yet.
Like I feel like emotionally responsible, but I didn't physically
Right.
hurt her.
Exactly.
Or the kids.
Right. And that's what I wanna ask you about.
Okay.
Okay? Just physically causing her disappearance.
Okay. And the
You
kids,
were the
right?
one directly.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you about Shanann.
Okay.
I think we can all assume that, wherever Shanann is, the little girls are.
Yes.
So, I'm just gonna ask you about Shanann.
It's just loop the kids with it though, right?
What's that?
That's looping the kids with it though too, like everything's just kinda like, cause like when the FBI agent asked me yesterday, he asked about the kids, but like,
Right.
he was looping Shanann in with it too.
Sure.
Okay.
So I wanna know about Shanann.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you this test about Shanann.
Okay.
Okay? Like I said, obviously, as investigators, we can kind of assume that, they're all together.
Okay.
Somewhere. But I'm gonna ask you on the test about Shanann.
Okay.
Specifically.
Okay.
Okay? The next question I was gonna ask you was, are you lying about the last time you saw her?
No.
And describe the last time that you saw her.
Last time I saw her, she was in bed after I had talked to her.
Okay, alive?
Laying in bed, like, she just physically laid in bed.
Okay, was she crying still? Was she saying anything? Was she?
She had just told me she was gonna go to a friend's house with the kids, and she'd be back later. And that
Okay.
was the last time I saw her.
So describe what she looked like. Was she like on her back, on her side?
On her side.
On her side?
On her right side.
Could you see her face?
Yes.
Okay, and what does her face look like?
She had mascara that kinda running down a little bit.
Okay, and that is,
She didn't take her makeup off before she went to bed that night.
okay.
Obviously, 'cause
So to your knowledge,
that's the last time I
that is the
saw her.
last time you would have seen her?
Yes. And the last time I saw the kids was in the monitor as it was like.
So obviously, if someone, we have to talk about worst case scenarios. If for some reason you murdered her, that would not have been the last time you saw her. Do you
I know.
agree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay. Because obviously she's not in the house, and if she got murdered in the house, she obviously got out of the house somehow.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So at some point, the person, if they did hurt her or murder her, they would have saw her again.
Yep.
If she was laying in the bed crying, or, with her
Yep.
mascara running down or whatever. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay. The last question I want to ask you is if you know where Shanann is now.
I do not.
Okay. Obviously, you've talked to the police, you've helped with the missing person investigation. So this would be more like, maybe Shanann did call you, a couple nights ago and like, dude, just don't tell him, like, I just can't handle this right now, like, I just need to get away, like, just, keep it on the down low, whatever. Maybe she told you that. Maybe if you were a person that murdered her, you obviously dumped her body somewhere or had someone else help you dump her body, you would know where that site was or where that place was. Does that make sense to you? So, again, asking you if you know where she is.